Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at another NECA figure from Gears of War. This is Anya. I believe her last name is Stroud. Yeah, Anya Stroud. She's from the Gears of War 3 actually. Well, you actually know she's from the Gears of War 1, but she doesn't become playable until Gears of War 3. This figure I believe was released in 2009, maybe 2010. I tried doing a lot of research for this one. I looked under the shoe, and actually, the only thing that I came up with is that the NECA Gears of War 3 wave was mostly released in 2011, but I believe that was the last one being released in 2011. So this one could have been the first part of it, the last one. So I want to say in between, and I'm sorry, I'm usually really good with that, but this one I couldn't find any more detail on her. I'm sorry. And as you can see here, we're getting a good 360 view of the figure right now. As you can see, the very first thing that always kind of sticks out to me is her stance. Her stance is really weird, and I will go over it here shortly and let you know why her stance is like that. But overall, this figure is just an amazing figure to have with your Gears of War collection. It really goes good when it stands next to the other Gears of War, which we'll be doing a comparison, later on. So what we're going to do next is take the figure off the turntable and see everything that the figure comes with. Alrighty, folks, so here it is. Everything that this figure comes with. You can see it's a lot of things. I'm just kidding. You know, it's just one thing. It's just the Lancer that it comes with. Like I said in every single other one of my videos so far since I've been using this camera, there is a little bit of blur when you look at it up, from further away, but when you look at it up close, it really gives you the details. So yes, it comes with one item only. It comes with this Lancer, which between the Lancer I've seen from the Locust Grunt review that I did, and this one's obviously a lot better, has a lot more detail to it, and so this is one of the better Lancers I've seen of the figures that I've reviewed so far. So I mean, it's nicely weathered. It has a blood on there from the Locust. As you can see here, it has even the Gears of War logo on it, the Gears logo. I like that, it's not just all plain silver. There's black on here, black up here, black here, and black on the grip. I really like that. I really like that they put a lot of more detail onto this one than, I want to see something actually. Oh wow, I did not know that. Look at that. Oh, that's cool. So when they're using the chainsaw on there, that's just an awesome figure that I did not notice until right now, and had this figure for a while. So yeah, I really like they put that much detail into this figure. I'm not even the figure, I'm sorry. Well, the figure too, but just the gun itself. The way I look at it, if you're only going to give this figure one item, you better put some detail and some thought into it, because it'd be kind of crazy if they put so much detail into their figure. Oh, by the way, here it comes with this. So yes, this Lancer is very, very nice. I like the detail. I like the paint that they put onto it. I like the blood on it as well. Like she just got done using it, or even if she didn't use it, it's just how it looks because she's always used it for so much. The only other thing that I do want to say that it comes with is it comes with this right here, the little peg. And as you know from the previous ones, I do believe that Dominic Santiago has the hole in his back, but the weapon he had, which was the sawed-off shotgun, didn't have the peg for it. I do believe the Locust Grunt that I did, he had the hole on the back where I think he only had one hole actually for one weapon because he was holding the other weapon. So one was one was a Lancer and one was a Hammer Burst. So this one also does have the peg here, and we'll take a look at and see if Anya Stroud actually has the hole to peg this onto. So what we're going to do next is bring out Anya and take a closer look. Alrighty, folks, so before we continue and I move the camera, I did remember this one time to do height. She stands over 6 inches. She's about 6.5. Yeah, I want to say 6.5 inches. 6.5 inches. Now looking at this figure, before we get a good look, and I'm going to move the camera, I'm going to put it up, and then I'm going to first put it down so I can actually get the figure and go like this. You can see a lot better. Now, so looking at this figure, we'll go from top to bottom, and then I'll go over why she stands the way she stands. So going over, I do like the head sculpt on it. It's very nice plain head sculpt. I mean, her eyes are kind of covered with her hair, so you don't really get a nice let's just put it this way, you don't get a good facial expression with, with her. I do like the short hair that they gave her. You can see the little cog necklace, which is the cogs that they have. And just like Dominic's, and even the Locust Grunt, I like the just all the armor that she has on. She has like her regular little shirt with her little band-aid right here on the side, but then she has the shoulder straps right here. They're nicely detailed and painted. And here comes the, like, I guess you can call it the bulletproof vest. From their time where it's just very nicely detailed with the colors. This little neon greenish yellow kind of really sticks out, and then the back has that rustic look where it's like used, it's like rusting up already. The shoulder, yeah, the elbow pads, the gauntlets, and the gloves, very nicely detailed. Even the belt and the things that she's carrying, like the smoke frags and extra, I want to maybe say this is extra ammo, very nicely detailed. It's on some sort of like soft plastic, so it's not really rubberish, it's more of a soft plastic. I feel like if you were messing with this for too long, it would just kind of break. In the little pocket thing right here as well. And she has like a nice little Gears logo on the back right there, a little cog logo. And yeah, this is just a very nice figure. So here's one of my biggest complaint with this figure. As you can see, this leg, it's very loose. And it almost looks like it's bowed because it's supposed to be like this. There we go. Because it's supposed to be like this, like straight. That's what would give it that straight look. But because I don't know how to really explain it. So underneath where I guess you can say the joint is, this is kind of a ball, but it turns joint. It's kind of like a regular joint, but a ball joint, because it does go this way up and down. But it does turn. Now, the biggest issue is there's this joint right here, but then she has like this. Okay, I'm sorry, I just hit the camera. She has this ball joint right here, right? But then this almost feels like it's connected to the thigh, so you can move the thigh and the joint differently. But I believe on both of them, because I've tried on both sides, they're completely stuck to each other. So they only move like this and up and down. You can't move that part of the joint with this part right here. And because of that, this one should be right there. It should be at this side right there. But look how far this leg is turned. Now, this does not, because of that, let me put it this way. The foot should be facing like this. Look, that's how much of it's facing outward. And that's why it looks, when you look at the figure, it kind of looks, kind of bowed and kind of, because also on this side, this one's even worse. This one should be right there. The leg should be right here, the whole thing. That's how far back it's supposed to be. So yeah, the plastic, the people that made the plastic and put, the manufacturer just really messed up on this figure. I just really hate that. I mean, don't get me wrong, she stands very nicely still. She can hold a gun, the Lancer, very well. She stands very nicely still, but she kind of has like this bowed look to her where it just looks kind of weird. And I just don't really like that. But overall, I'm not gonna complain too much about it. I think the same thing happened with my Mafex figure from the Carnage one. The same thing happened with his arm up here, which I don't like that. But they need to really pay attention to a lot more things. I know they're doing mass production and things like that, but they really need to pay more attention to that before they start really, selling these figures out, because that's just what's going to end up happening is, if, for example, you bought this on release, what's going to happen is you take it back to the store. They should give you a brand new one with the same defect. Because the figures are all coming from the same line, they're all from the same company that made them, and that's how they were all manufactured. They would have to go back and remanufacture a whole bunch of them, and I just don't think they would. They really would. I mean, don't get me wrong, sometimes they do, but anyway. So as far as the knee pads go, they're very nice, nicely detailed, and then the boots, the gauntlet boots, or the boot gauntlets, just like Marcus Santiago. I'm sorry, I said Marcus Santiago, and it's Dom Santiago and Marcus Phoenix. Just like Dom's boot gauntlets, they covered up her boots herself. So yeah, that's a very nice figure, very nice figure to have in your collection. There you go. What we're gonna do next is go over articulation. Alrighty, everyone. So going over articulation, we'll go from top to bottom. We're going to be very careful with these legs because if you saw previously, I was going over the joints and how they're kind of really messed up. But we'll still go over the figures. So as far as the head goes, I do believe the head has a 360 turn. I do want to say there's a ball joint on here because she can look up to about there. And she can look down to about there. So I do want to say there's a ball joint and not just a regular joint. There's a ball joint there. She does have, on both of them actually, wow. She does have a butterfly joint at the up here at the shoulder, as you can see here. Goes up and or forward and backward, which is very nice touch. It also goes up to about there and goes down to about there and does do a 360 turn as well. That's a lot of movement just for the shoulder right there. That's nice. There is no movement at the bicep. I do believe she does have, let me look at this a little bit closer. I'm not going to push it too far, but it looks like she has just a single joint at the elbow. See, this is already starting to come off. No, so, before I go any further, I'm going to stop that right there. I just did look. She does have 2 pins right here, as you can see. Oh, I'm sorry. As you can see here, she has 2 pins. Oh, I'm going to come this way. There we go. I apologize. So, I don't know if you guys seen that. Maybe I was on the side. She has a butterfly joint. She does a 360. She goes up to about there. She goes down to about there. Does a 360 turn, from her arm. She does not have a bicep, any articulation at the bicep. She does have a double bend at the elbow, which I don't want to do too much because I just started seeing this kind of coming apart already. Because this is an old figure. Let's see what else. So we'll go into her wrist. She has it looks like it's just a peg at her wrist, at the top part of her wrist, and then she does have the up and down articulation at the wrist as well. As far as her bicep, she does have movement there. She she goes down to about there, and she goes back to about there. Now let's see. Yeah, I think just like I think Dom and the Grunt. Actually, I think the Grunt did have it. We'll look when we do comparisons. But this one does not have any turning whatsoever at the waist. As far as the legs go, I'll do my best with this figure. So I'm trying to see if I can get her. Yeah, you know what? Here we go. Her leg sticks up to about there, except it's kind of like a turned. It doesn't just go straight up. It kind of turns to go up. There you go. As far as going back, you can't because, part of her butt actually hinders it right there. So, unfortunately, she doesn't go that far back. Let's see. She does not have any. Nope, she doesn't have no articulation at the thigh up there where I was talking about, nor below there. She does have, I do believe she does, and I'm not going to try too much with this figure because these figures like this are kind of old, but she does have a double bend at the knee. As you can see, there's a pin here and there's a pin there, so it makes it a double bend. And I'm not going to try it too much, but I do believe she does have it. I'm just going to leave that like that. And then so she does have the turning at her boot, at the gauntlet. And then at her, let's actually go this way. At her ankle, she does have an up and down at her ankle, but the gauntlet really hinders it. But her toes actually also have some sort of articulation. This one goes up to about there and goes down to about there. You know what? As a matter of fact, she has more articulation than both the Locust Grunt and Dom did. Look, she goes up to about there, which is a lot, and then goes back to the point where it comes off of the figure itself. I'm gonna have to stick that back on. See if I can snap back in before it breaks. Cause it just looks like it just slid right out. And that's what I mean by being really careful with the figure. Like this just completely popped out of its socket here. Actually, I'm gonna go like this because that's how I took it out. There we go. There we go. It just popped right back in. Let's try not to do that again. That really actually kind of scared me because I thought I just broke this figure. So yeah, there's that figure there. And get her to stand up good. So what we're going to do next is bring out some other figures from Gears of War and do some comparisons. Alrighty, everyone. So as far as comparisons go, we'll put her next to Dom Santiago first. There he is. You can see he's a really big, massive figure compared to her. She's really, really petite in the sense of the figure itself. And I'm glad that they actually went with that kind of, you know, I know there's sometimes like you got a few figures that, like, I think Marvel Legends is more, has that, you know, you blame them for a lot of it because when Marvel Legends comes out with the female figure, when you know she's, let me actually, they're kind of close here. When you know she's smaller and more petite than a really muscular Superman, you know, per se, or a Wolverine, yet they'll make him the same exact body type, and that just doesn't make any sense. And I like how here you can distinguish this guy's muscle is almost as big as her head, you know, like Jesus, this guy's a big dude. And so yeah, there it is next to Anya Stroud and Dominic Santiago. They both have the like the little yellow stuff, right? I've never really noticed that in the game. I'm actually playing through the first one, just kind of replay after I started doing the review on this one. I kind of wanted to go back and play those Gears of War games, and I just never really noticed that. Also, I did say I was going to do this. This will be a quick one. See, oh, this one doesn't have any movement at the torso. His is at the waist, and he actually doesn't turn either. He just has it like the up and down. So that's Dominic Santiago next to Anya Stroud. Taking him away, we'll bring out next the Locust Grunt. Also, this Locust Grunt is one of the biggest figures out of all of them. There he is there next to her. She looks very, very small compared to him. This guy is a beast next to anybody. He's a beast next to anybody, yet he's the least articulated out of all of them. Yeah, I still like them both close together because, you know, this is, you know, the war between the Locusts and the Gears. This is just an amazing picture right here. And, you know, and bringing them out, all of them together. I'll put the Locust Grunt right there in the middle. I'll put the camera right here to the side, and I'll bring out Dominic Santiago and put him on the side here. Kind of have them all three together right there, and I'm hoping to do the next reviews of the next characters that I have. I plan on doing this. If you guys ever want to take a screenshot of this, pause it and take a picture, I'm gonna put him all all here. Alrighty, everyone. So there she is again, Anya Stroud from Gears of War 3 from NECA. I want to say released in 2009 or 2010. If you like this video, please like and share it. If you have any questions and or positive, negative comments, please comment down below. If you haven't already, please hit the notification bell and please subscribe. If you do watch my videos, please watch them all the way through. It helps YouTube, get the videos out there more, put them all out there. When you guys don't watch them all the way through, YouTube thinks that they're not good videos, so it doesn't, put them in the circulation of other videos. So, if you want to see, if you want an inside scoop and or sneak peek before YouTube, go give me a follow on my Instagram. I will put the link down in the description below. That being said, we'll see you on the next one. Take care.